Would you like some quick do's and don'ts with your money to change the direction of your financial future? Hello, everyone. My name is Brad Reed. I would like to encourage you to get out of debt, achieve your financial dreams, and give generously to your community. Welcome to Financial Fundamentals Version 2, Video 5, Do's, Don'ts, and Nevers with Your Money. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment only. Should you want personalized financial advice, please seek a competent individual in your area. Folks, the basic plan of the Financial Fundamentals series is that if we get prepared, when those opportunities comes, we can achieve success. So we need to make that plan in advance. Everyone has a plan for what they're going to do in the morning or when they go to the grocery store or their vacation plans, but way too few people have a plan for their retirement or even their monthly budget. The plans that we're going to make focus on spending less than we earn so that we can build wealth and get towards financial independence. And that financial independence, aka retirement, is when we can spend less than our money grows after inflation. So these are the quick things that we want to do with your money. Pay with cash. They've actually measured the chemicals in your brain, and when you pay with cash, your brain gives you chemicals that encourage you to save money. When you swipe a credit card, your brain releases chemicals that encourage you to go into debt. And of course, as we talked about in the previous videos, going into debt is the opposite of becoming financially independent. True story. Go look it up if you don't believe me. But believe me, I'm honest. That's why I'm doing this. You should use a budget to decide whether or not to buy anything. And in future videos, we will talk about how to build a budget, and you will have a budget. However, you got to use it. And if it's not in the budget, if there's not an allowance for it in the budget, don't buy it. This is building your discipline to save money. Get out of debt as soon as possible. And of course, in the previous videos, we talked about being in debt and going into more debt and taking out loans and swiping that credit card. That is moving you away from financial independence, away from being wealthy. That's the wrong thing. So get out of debt as soon as possible. You're watching these videos, keep doing it. We'll get you there. And also, we want to calculate how much we're going to put monthly towards retirement and kids' college. And in that second video of the Financial Fundamentals series, we talked about how rich people save first and then they spend what is left after saving. Okay? Poor people, broke people, they spend first and then whatever's left over, which is usually nothing, they save. Okay, so do these things with your money. This will instantly change your direction towards financial independence, towards financial success, towards becoming wealthy. Stop doing these things or don't do these things with your money. Do not use a credit card. A credit card is going into debt. Debt is the opposite of wealth. Do not take out a loan for anything but a primary mortgage on a house. If you have to take out a loan to afford something, guess what? You cannot afford it. Yes, that means even a car. You will save up money and pay for a car in cash. I know there's a lot of people that have this belief that you cannot buy a car in cash. I assure you, you can, and I assure you, you will. Don't buy a house with less than 20% down payment. A lot of people talk about the financial blessing that a house can be. And yes, a house can be a great way to build equity and move yourself towards financial independence. However, if you cannot put at least 20% down, there are extra fees, there are extra payments that you have to make, there are extra costs, and there's also extra risk. And all of those things mean that owning that house is no longer a financial blessing. It's actually a financial curse. It is actually moving you away from being wealthy, away from financial independence. It is moving you towards being in debt, and it's just not worth it. If you cannot buy a house with 20% down, you cannot afford the house. And then don't try to get a good credit score. I know the banks have all these commercials that say if you have a good credit score, you are instantly a sexier person. If you have a good credit score, you have ripped abs. If you have a good credit score, your dog will love you more. And it is just not true. The way you get a good credit score is by going into debt more and then paying the banks a lot of money, because the banks want to have big giant skyscrapers in downtown Manhattan or Los Angeles or Chicago or Dallas or wherever. And the way they get those giant bonuses and those giant skyscrapers and those fancy trips and their fancy cars is by you trying to get a good credit score. Okay. The reason you're watching the financial fundamentals videos is that you want to accumulate wealth for yourself and quit worrying about your credit score. Trust me, you do not need a fantastic credit score to become financially wealthy. Never do these things with your money. Never lend money to a friend or family member. And because by lending them that money, the reason they are asking you to borrow money is because they have bad financial practices. They are likely in debt, or they are moving towards becoming in debt. And if you lend them that money, you are encouraging their bad practices. You're reinforcing their bad financial habits. You are actually financially hurting them by giving them the lend, by lending them the money, okay? And also, you don't want to be asking to borrow money from a friend or family member, because you are then creating bad financial practices, okay? These are things you do not want to do. Never do it. And when it comes down to it, anyone that loves you enough or that trusts you enough with money, risking that relationship is just not worth whatever it is that you want to go out and splurge on, okay? Getting together at holidays and at parties just feels different when you owe someone money or someone owes you money and they're waiting to pay it back. It's not worth it. Never co-sign for a loan for someone, okay? If someone is in such bad financial situation that they need a loan is the last thing that they need, okay? They are applying for this loan for whatever because they have completely wrecked their financial future. And you are now putting your financial future at risk. Really what they need to do is they need to stop going into debt. They need to get out of debt and start building their way towards wealth, and they won't need a loan, okay? Co-signing a loan for someone is reinforcing bad financial habits. It is financially hurting someone to co-sign on a loan. Never get a payday loan, okay? These payday loans are at 800, 900, 1,000% loans, okay? Whatever it is that you need the money for can wait. It needs to wait, okay? A payday loan is just a bad way to go into debt. The whole point of watching these financial fundamentals videos, these series, is to stop going into debt. Payday loan is one of the worst ways to go into debt. Stop doing it. You don't need it. You can wait. We will build the skills so that you do not need that. And then never take out a loan on your 401k. Okay, the finance people at your work and the HR people at your work are always telling you how great and wonderful this is. It is not, okay? If you take out the loan and before you pay it back, you quit that job or you are fired, you owe that money back almost instantly. It's like 30 or 60 days, something like that, to pay it back with all the interest. And most people, once they lose their job, their income, they can't pay back the loan. And so you end up having to pay massive amounts of taxes and penalties, and it's just a bad situation. And again, taking out a loan means you're going into debt. There's really nothing you should be doing where you would need to take out that loan. Okay, that's just building bad practices. Now, let's just say you are able to pay the loan back. Realize that with the interest that you pay yourself back is usually less than what the money would have grown if you had just left it alone. But realize that you are taking out a loan. Taking out a loan is bad. Taking out a loan is going into debt, and that is opposite of building wealth. Never do these things with your money. Folks, thanks for watching this video. If you take time to go to reallifetrading.com and start learning that stock trading education, start learning it, start building that skill, because soon when you are out of debt, you will want to be able to trade in the markets to grow your wealth. Build that skill now so that you can apply it when you're out of debt. And if you know of any houses in neighborhoods that are boarded up windows, tall weeds in the yard, things like that, let me know. I would love to go in there and renovate and resell that house. I would love to remove that magnet for crime in that neighborhood. I would love to bring up the property values of the neighbors in that area. I would love to generate more tax revenue for the local police and the local schools. I would love to put local people to work in the process of renovating that house. It's just a win-win-win all the way around. And of course, you would win, because if I can buy that house and you tell me about it, then I will give you a referral fee, of course. With any questions, email me, bradreed@winwinfinancialsolutions.com, or reach out to me, brad@reallifetrading.com. Folks, thanks for watching this video. You rock. And as always, invest on logic, not on hope. Have a good one.